You've been working hard, trying to fix yourself, improve your mindset, and upgrade your life. But what if the version of you you're trying to fix was never actually broken, didn't need fixing, and in fact was never actually you? What if your biggest breakthrough isn't about growing, fixing, improving, and becoming more, but in fact remembering who it is that you really are? In this video, we're diving into the most powerful shift of all, from the false self ego identity to the power of I am. You see, there was a moment way before you consciously remember, a moment that I call the realization of separation. It was a moment where you realized that you were separate from your caregivers. A moment when you experienced a feeling of deep separation as a child. Separation from safety, separation from love, separation from your needs automatically being met. And as a result, you began unconsciously building a version of yourself that could survive in that world of separation. But that version was shaped by fear, by roles, by rules, by survival, and by what it is that you decided that you need to do in order to be loved and to feel connected again. This version of you is the false self-identity, or known as the ego. It's the version who unconsciously tries to prove, please, hide, or control in order to fit in. This is the false self, the one that's always unconsciously doing things in order to be loved. But it's a character, a mental construct, a survival strategy, one that you learned long ago that you needed to do and who you needed to be in order to get your needs met. Way before the world told you who to be, there was just you, pure presence, infinite possibility, innocence, a space beyond thoughts. It was pure curiosity, pure bliss. Things just happened for you. It's the space behind thoughts, stories, and labels. And this is the true space of I am. This is the truth of your source. The true you beneath the conditioning and the labels. The essence that's always present when thoughts, stories, and fear falls away. It's who you are at a deeper level. The you that was born innocent, whole, complete. Before the stories, before the ideas. And when you connect with that I am presence, the real you, your false identities begin to dissolve and you start powerfully living from pure expressed presence as opposed to conditioning. But here's where most personal development misses the mark. You see, most mindset and healing work focuses on fixing and changing the ego, the false self, deeply ingrained into the belief that there's something wrong with you. Trying to make the false self more confident, more capable, more positive, more better when. But the ego is built on fear. It was never meant to be upgraded, and it's not who you truly are. So you've been spending this time trying to fix and change a you that isn't even you in the first place. It's not meant to be upgraded. It's meant to be seen through. And when you learn who you are beyond the false self, when you learn how to stop identifying with the character and start identifying with the pure awareness of who you are behind the character, that's where true freedom and liberation lies. Because you realize and you deeply see that you are not who you think you are. You are way more magnificent than that. And from this space, you stop needing to prove yourself. You stop chasing validation. You stop trying to become enough because you awaken to the fact that you already are enough. That you are the very miracle of creation. That you are the created and the creator. That you are pure expression of this magical, brilliant, magnetic, miraculous, universal life source and force energy. And the old patterns, the overthinking, the comparison, the need to control, all of that comes from the false self that isn't you, that isn't true. And when you start seeing that, they don't disappear instantly, but thoughts, stories, fear lose their grip because you no longer identify with them, because you see that all of those things come from the idea of who you thought you are as opposed to who it is you truly are. the power of I am beyond that. And so you start making decisions from presence. You create from truth and power. You walk through life not as a character trying to get it right, but as the creator, the experiencer, knowing that I am pure creation. I am the essence of the universe. I am life force in action. And that creates the most transformational life shift of all. Seeing through the illusion of the false self. Seeing through the thought-created reality, the thought-created version of you, and awakening to your true essence, beyond ego, beyond fear, beyond limitation, beyond the I can, I can'ts. The ego will resist this because it's desperately trying to survive, keeping you identified with fear. But you are not your fears. You are not your stories. You are not your past, and you are not your future. You are pure, magical presence, life, source, and force. You are here now, being lived, conscious awareness, experiencing a magical moment in time, with the power of thought, potential, and possibility available to you in every moment. And you get to powerfully, consciously speak yourself into creation with the words of I am every single day when you become aware of this. You are the presence beyond the stories. And when you see that, not just intellectually, but you feel it, you begin waking up to the true power and potential of all that you are. And life begins to move through you with more wisdom, more magic, clarity, ease, and power. Because that is the truth of who it is you really are. You are not this false created identity. Everything that you call yourself, everything that you say about yourself, that's the false self. You are the power of I am. And as you start to feel the whispers of the true you waking up, you get to stop reacting to life and start consciously creating it. And in this next video here, we move from problem solving to conscious creation. So you can take all of this information and finally step into the version of what it is that you really want. The version of you who can create with pure clarity and pure power. Each one of these shifts in these series builds upon itself to guide you through a process of awakening so that you can start to see the truth of who it is you really are. The power of I am. The magic of I am. And recognize that everything else that you've probably been attaching to that word up until now is not the true you. It's a conditioned self, a conditioned way of being. And now you get to wake up to the true magic and miracle of all that you are, so that you can powerfully, consciously live your unique and extraordinary life in the most beautiful way as the miracle that you truly are.